Crown Royal Golden Apple 23 Years Review. Is this a $200 bottle of whiskey or just expensive apple juice? Let's go. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. Today we will be reviewing Crown Royal Golden Apple 23 Years. Now, is this one of those things that you wonder why? Or is it something that we really needed and just never realized? It does come in a pretty presentation and all, but that's not going to be part of our scoring. We'll be using our normal scoring. On a scale from 1 to 10, we'll be testing the aroma, the flavors, the complexity, the mouthfeel, the finish, and would I buy it again? Let's get started. So here we go. Let's start off with the aroma. So really what hits your nose is apple.
Apple, apple, apple.
It doesn't smell like real apple. It smells like artificial apple, but it is very prominently the first thing you smell. I don't smell any of that 23-year age whiskey, but if you're looking for apple, definitely it. So for the aroma on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a 3. Let's go in for the initial taste. It is very apple forward, and that's something you do expect from something that's gonna be called golden apple. Now, the whiskey on it, I don't get much flavor of that whiskey.
Apple wine, apple whiskey.
The sweetness of the apple hits me up front and then kind of goes away really quickly. So for the initial taste, I'm also gonna give this a 3. Let's go in for the second and let's get that complexity.
Complex?
Now, with that second sip, I get a little bit more flavor. I do have some apple, and there is a little bit of cinnamon in there that I didn't taste the first time. Now, for complexity, I do taste it on the tip of my tongue. It does go back, but it doesn't stay there very long. We'll talk about more about finish later, but it doesn't evolve very well. So once again, I'm gonna give this a 3. Now let's look at mouthfeel. That's the thickness and viscosity on this. When you shake it on the glass, it is pretty weak. It doesn't have any legs on it.
Cat, I have really weak legs.
So it doesn't stay there very well. So it's not very viscous on the glass. On the mouthfeel, it is pretty weak. It doesn't stay there very long. You get that sweetness, apple up front, a tiny hint of the whiskey towards the back, but overall, not very strong mouthfeel. Once again, I'm gonna give this, I'm actually gonna give the mouthfeel a 2. Now we're going in for the finish.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Kind of as I was saying before, you get the apple, you get the cinnamon, a tiny hint of whiskey, you get a little bit of a Kentucky hug, but not very much of one. I do feel it go towards the back of the throat, but even at this point, it's already starting to leave my mouth. After the few sips and everything, I'm not tasting it very long. And what I keep tasting is kind of like artificial apple. So the finish on this, not very good either. I'm gonna give it a 3. Now this is a $200 plus bottle, depending on where you find it. My last question is, would I buy this again? Now, if you like prettiness, if you like apple, if you like things that are just not as easy to find, then go ahead and get this. It's a good talking point when you have some friends over. And if you have friends that are not really into whiskey, they probably enjoy it. Would I buy this again? Not for that price tag, no. So I will be giving that a 2. Overall, it's a pretty bottle, pretty presentation. It has a lot of apple, so if you like a lot of apple, definitely will probably like this. And I say give it a try. I would first try it at a bar or at a friend's house if possible before going to spending the $200 on this, but worth a try. Second, overall, I gave this a 16. I gave this 16 points out of a possible 60, so it didn't rank very high for me, but I am a bourbon drinker. I enjoy bourbons more. Well, I'm not getting much of whiskey in this, so that's why it's rated low for me. But if you're somebody who does like apple, who likes sweetness, and who prefers something like that, this would probably be the right one for you to start. So after doing this, I have a few crazy ideas.
I have a crazy idea.
I'll be doing another video very soon with my non-drinker, Deanna, and I'm gonna have her try this and compare it against the regular Crown and against some apple juice, because it's very apple juice tasting to me. I wanna see if somebody who's a non-drinker can actually tell the difference. 2, I definitely wanna make an old fashioned out of this. Now, this is not gonna be my typical old fashioned, it's gonna be a sweeter one, but I figured if I have this bottle, might as well try it. Once I get these videos posted, I definitely will be leaving the link to them here and in the comments below. Have you tried Crown Royal Golden Apple 23 years? Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you have. Thanks again for joining me on another rabbit hole. Cheers, my friends.